Hola, buenas tardes. It's the afternoon, that's why it's TARDIS. My skin is not good, but everything else is. Yeah, I can't believe I look like this. This is how I look like these days. I'm having such a good day, and it's so funny. Life is so funny, and I'll tell you for why. Okay, so yesterday I'm walking to work and I'm just thinking really positive things. I turn off my podcast and I'm like, no, I just want to think and I want to speak out loud and I want to just say my gratitude. Oh, I said, look, he's a pig. Hola, señor. It's okay, you stay there. I will go here. Don't you worry. Yes, so I was like, no podcast today. I'm raw dogging it. I'm just going to speak to the waves, to the ocean, to the beach, to the sun, to the universe. And I was just saying how grateful I am and how happy I am, and like just kind of saying like I envisioned being here in this moment for, like, in the past I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna work for a hotel and I'm gonna create content and blah 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 and manifest, and now I'm here and I'm doing the thing. And I was like, wow. And I was just saying how much fun I'm having and how grateful I am and all these positive things. And I just like shouted, literally, like not metaphorically, literally shouted to the waves, like, show me how good it can get. Like, I can't believe it got this good, but like it can get better, show me. And I was like, I wanna do better, I wanna be more, I wanna give me creativity, I want more creativity, I want to practice more Spanish, I want to learn Spanish. I'm determined, like, saying the things I wanted, right? And I was like, just show me how good it can get. Like, a little joke, like, teehee, show me. I know it's already amazing, but like, I know it can get better. Like, how can it get better? Show me. You tell me how. So I did this yesterday. The devil works quick, but the universe works even quicker. And today, actually, let me start with yesterday. So after screaming this to the universe on the beach on my way to work, I went to work, sat down on my little laptop, It's quiet at the moment, there's not a lot to do. And basically I get given a box of food from the hotel to take back to the house, just like food for me to eat at the house, because sometimes I don't want to eat at the hotel and I can eat at the house. Anyway, they had bought that box to the hotel. The hotel is a 45-minute walk from my house. I can't carry this big heavy box of food back to the house on the beach. I was like, I know I've been doing my little shreddy workouts, but not quite yet. So messaged the work people and I was like, hi, help, por favor. And basically it was a bit like, oh, it's a little bit inconvenient, blah blah blah, in the middle of the day, right? Not at the end of the day, in the middle of the day. Jose Juan, who is a lovely man, was like, I've got your food in my car, let's go, I'll take you home. In Espanol, obviously. And I was like, sí, listo, pero muchas gracias, Jose Juan, I said. So I got in his car, he took me home with my food. It was a heavy box of food. And he was like, there you go, los vemos. I was like, los vemos, Jose Juan, muchas gracias. And he was like, I can take you back to work if you want. And I was like, no, it's okay, I'll stay here. Don't worry, it's all good. There's not much to do anyway. And it was getting a bit windy at the hotel. And there's no one there. There was no guests at the time. Like, they're taking all the bedding off and like redoing everything. So I was like, no, it's a bit of a ghost town, it's a bit weird, take me home. And literally, just as I unpacked my food, the heavens opened and it started pissing it down. And it was like on and off raining for a while. The time that I would have walked home, it was pissing it down. And I would have been walking home on the beach for 45 minutes with my laptop, with my camera, with my chargers, with like my phone, like everything in my backpack that isn't really waterproof. Well, like it's water resistant, but like still, if it's heavy raining, not good. So that was like, oh, wow, perfect timing. Like, could not have been more perfect. And yeah, so that was great. Then last night, Nat, the new gal who's living with us, was like, I'm going to go to Ziwa tomorrow, do you want to come? And I was like, oh, no say, possibly. And basically, I was like, this morning, I was like, fuck it, I'll come with you. She wanted to go for a swim. I wanted to just go to a cafe, have a coffee and sit down with my lappy laptop and do lappy laptop things, like redoing my website, blah, blah, blah. And then I wake up to a text from my sister, like, hey sister, we call each other sister, if that wasn't clear. Hey sister, let's book our holiday today. And I was like, perfect, because I'm going to a cafe to sit with my lappy laptop and do lappy laptop things. Perfect, love that. I'm telling this really long-winded, but I like to tell you the details. So I get there, perfect, sit down, have my coffee, because I've not had like a proper coffee in a very long time. Like all we have here is instant like granuled coffee, not like from a machine, cappuccino vibes. So now every time I get a cappuccino, it's like, oh my God, the best day in the world. I've gone from having a cappuccino every day to like once a month. And it brought me joy before, but now, oh, the joy. So I enjoyed that, knocked 2 back within like the first 2 hours. And then we're sat down and we're looking at hotels, and like the hotels that we're looking at, because it's hotels, my sister would never stay in a hostel, ever, 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 ever. She would just never. Yeah, so we're looking at hotels and we're like, wow, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it, right? So we're looking at like nice luxury hotels, and yeah, we ended up booking them. They were cheaper than we thought. Like there's like a free night was included on one of them. We get breakfast included in the other. We get a free half-an-hour Thai massage each in one of them. And we were just like, oh, this is great. Keep showing me how good it can get. That's what we're doing. The universe is showing me, you see. And then I was like, okay. So basically the plan was, I'm currently in Mexico. I was going to meet them in Belize. That's where our holiday is going to be. And they're going to New York first and doing a road trip, like a New England road trip. Fly to New York, then they're doing like Maine and Vermont and like blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so we chose the hotels. We booked the hotels and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to look at my flight now while I'm here with the internet and like phone service, because I don't have phone service here. I had it where I was today. So I was like, cool, because then I can access my bank easier. So I looked at a flight. It was going to cost me £500 to fly from Mexico City to Belize. I was like, that's motherfucking ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck? And then my sister was like, yeah, you might as well like come to New York with us and do the road trip and then fly to Belize from New York, because it was like £200. And I was like, oh. So then I looked at flights from Mexico City to New York and then from New York to Belize, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper. And like I'd be in Mexico City paying for, granted it would have been like a hostel, a cheap hostel, but girl math is that I'm saving money by going to New York, doing the road trip and then coming to Belize. And you know how exciting that is, because this like road trip sounds insane. Like so nice, so chill, like nice walk, like it's very wholesome. It's giving wholesome vibes. It's very like, I'm picturing like Brandy Melville outfits, like really cool, chill, like I've never done it. It's like summer camp vibes, but like bougie chic summer camp vibes is what it's giving to me. Might be wrong. I've never been to these. I mean, I've been to New York before. So now instead of just going and meeting them in Belize for a week, I'm flying to New York, doing a road trip, then flying to Belize, and then we fly home together. And that's just so fun. That's made me so happy. Really, really happy. Really, we're all really, really happy. That's so exciting. What an adventure we're going on together. And then, so that was the universe saying like, I'll show you, girl. You thought you were just doing Belize. Actually, we can get better. And so So one of the hotels, like the payment that you could pay now was £333. 333. Angel numbers. There are angel numbers involved. And then we looked up what it meant, and it's like you're planning. And we were like, we are planning. And then, right, I get off the phone with sister, and we've just booked the trip. I'm really excited. Then I call Rosemary, mother. I call her and I go, guess the fuck what? I'm going to New York and I'm doing the road trip with them. She's like, no way. And we're all getting excited. And then guess what song comes on in the radio in the cafe in Mexico that I'm in? And I love her, ma, cause it's the season of the sticks, and exactly, sing it, girl. We're literally on the road trip, we're going to Vermont, and literally the song about Vermont, are you okay, came on the radio or the playlist or whatever in the cafe that I was sat in. Like, what are the chances? What are the literal chances? I actually had tears in my eyes. I was like, oh my God, Rosemary, it's the song. It is the song. Can you hear the song? Like, it's not even in the charts anymore. I was like, oh my God, it's such a sign. This is amazing. 333, Vermont. It's meant to be. The universe is like giving me little clues, little breadcrumbs, like, tee hee hee, look, I'm here, girl. Oh, amazing. And then, I've just come back now. Buenas tardes. And so yeah, I've just come back from a lovely day, and I'm just taking myself to the beach to chill. And I was walking across the road at one of the like little tiendas, one of the little shops. There was this old man, and he sits there, and when I walk past him, I say, hi, how you doing? And today he was like, hola, buenas tardes. My name is George. And I was like, oh, okay, George. It's this lovely old man, and he was like, my name is George. And he had his phone and like a notebook of paper with like writing on. And he was doing Duolingo. He was doing Duolingo, and he had written out like lots of sentences in English. And like, he was practicing his English. And he was like, hi, my name is George. I'm learning English. I want to practice my English. And his English was so good. His English was so much better than my Spanish. I'm so embarrassed. But this is what I'm saying. I asked the universe to help me practice more Spanish. Today, I went out with a girl who will only speak to me in Spanish. She can speak English, but I basically told her to not speak English to me and only speak Spanish. And now George pulled me over, and he was like, nice to meet you. What's your name? Can we practice Spanish and English? And I said, yes, George, I would love to practice with you. And I said, I'll have to come back another day, because I just really want, I've got a headache today. I was reading my book in Spanish, and yeah, just not today, George. Catch me another day. But yeah, he was just like, he wants to practice, and he was practicing with Johnny, who's the tours guy from the hotel, and he's really good. I was like, I know. He speaks pretty fluent, and he was like reading his Duolingo out, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, this is great because I need to practice my Spanish. And he said, sí, yeah. So it's just, everything just works out so perfectly. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny when that happens. Where did this wind come from, hey? Whew, look at this. Nice. But yeah, that was my really nice day. I had a really nice day. Oh, George, and he was so happy, and he had this notebook full of paper and words, and oh, my heart bleeds. So nice. Oh, there's lots of people fishing. I was hoping there wouldn't be. I kind of wanted to just sit on my own. I can still sit on my own. They'll move. I'll sit here. Oh, what a buen dia. Buen dia indeed. Oh, George, my heart. Oh, such a nice day. Now I'm just going to lay in the sun for a bit because I've done lots of thinking today. ask how good it can get, because it will show you. And it could happen really fucking quick if you're open to it. Okay, love you, bye. This is a message for future me. You dreamed about being here. You dreamed about being here. You imagined it, you manifested it, you created it, you lived it, you are living it now. I'm heading my spots. But you can have down days, you can have days where you don't have the energy, you can have days where you don't feel 100%. But when you're having one of those days, just remember where the fuck you are. And remind yourself how grateful you are to be where you are, to be living the life you're living, to have the people around you that you have around you. Yeah, some days we don't always feel amazing. We don't. Like, everybody has those days, but you're right now, you're sat on a beach in Mexico. You're just sat chilling on a beach in Mexico, and you've been here for 2 months. You've been living in Mexico for 2 months. Por 2 meses, tú vivo en México. Y tú hablo. Oh, I wonder how you would say that. What person you'd speak in. Y tú hablas un poco español. Y tú aprendes mucho. They really like your work. They really like you as a person. They've asked you to stay. They've asked you to come back in October because you're good. So you're going to just put a little bit more effort in and see what happens, because it's easy to just plod along living life. And I'm not saying make it difficult, I'm not saying make it hard, I'm not saying every day has to be give 110%. But when you do, you feel better. When you do more, you feel better. If you're having a down day, do more, because you will feel better. Exercise, go for a walk, journal, meditate. You know the answers to the questions. Es un buen día. Like, you've just been sat here, reading your little Spanish book. You've booked a trip. You've sat in the sun. You've got your vitamin D. It's really nice out here. I do really like it. The slow life. Not the sweet life, the slow life. It makes a difference. It really, really does. Slowing down, being grateful, being present. The warmth, the fresh air. I think I need to be by the ocean. I really do. I don't need to be in it or on it. I just need to be next to it, near it. The ocean is amazing. The waves. I only really like the ocean from the beach, if I'm being honest. Okay, I'm gonna go meditate now, briefly, before it gets pitch black. But just remember, you're doing so fucking well. I'm so proud of you. And try not to be overwhelmed. Try not to think too far ahead. Try not to put too much pressure on yourself. But just know that you do feel better when you do more. You're a creative being. You can do anything. Like, you have the power of the universe within you. More than most. You're so clued into it. You've got the cheat.
you've got the cheat codes. You can do anything and everything. You can feel that, you know that. You can have some down days, you can have some chill days. It doesn't have to be 110 every day, but you've got this, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this. So yeah, I was just at the beach, having a really good time, being all like, life is amazing, blah blah blah. And basically I was like speaking out loud again, because I do that now, and I was like asking for more signs and like saying I'm having so much fun and like show me how I can get better and like give me signs and I'm having fun seeing the signs, like I know you're showing them to me now, show me some more, blah blah blah. And I'm walking home and it's getting pretty dark and I'm like, oh fuck, it's getting pretty dark, and these two kids go past on a motorbike and I was like, oh yeah, go home kids, it's getting pretty dark. And basically there was two on the motorbike at the time, they went past, and the guy that was driving came back and picked me up and he was like, oh, like I'm guessing in Spanish he was like, I'll give you a lift. And I was like, oh okay, because I've said no to people before, but it's dark, so I got on the back and he kept speaking to me in Spanish and I was like, oh no entiendo, I don't understand what you're saying, lo siento. And he was like, I asked him what his name was and he was like, oh Jesus, blah blah blah. And he like basically was like, oh, escribe, and I was like, oh, what do you want to write? Gave him my phone in notes and he like went to contacts and added himself as a contact. He put his name in and he was like, ah, sí, and I was like, oh yeah, sí, okay, muchas gracias, adios, bye. Okay, not really sure why he wanted to do that. Oh, he's gonna drive past now, it's his fucking motorbike again. But basically, yeah, he gave me his number for some reason. It's gonna be him driving past and I don't know why he's doing it, it's a bit weird now, 1 second. But basically, oh, it wasn't him. Basically, he handed me back my phone and it just says Jesus. And I'm like, oh my god, is that a sign? Like, he's just giving me a lift back. Then he's handed me the phone and it just says Jesus. Like, is that a sign? I think it's a sign. Buenas tardes. Oh, I just think that's so funny. And like he'd said his name, obviously he was like, oh, my name's Jesus, and I was like, hola. Didn't think anything of it, because it's like he's a kid, he's a child. Like, I didn't know why he wanted to give me his number. He also just dropped what I'm guessing is his girlfriend home. I think he was just being nice. I think he was saying like, if you ever need a lift, let him know. I think that's what he was saying. No say. But I'm literally asking the universe for signs, and then a kid gives me a lift on his bike home in the dark. Also, I told him to stop me there because I didn't want him to know where I live. And he literally like puts Jesus' number in my phone. Like, is that not a sign? I think that's really a sign from the universe that's having a little bit of fun with me. I think that's really funny. So I've got Jesus' number after asking for a sign from the universe. That would happen to someone else and they wouldn't even like think twice about any of it. And fair enough, I understand why not, because no, but like for me, that's so funny. Jesus just gave me his number after I asked the universe for signs. It's just so funny. It's just so funny. I don't necessarily believe in God. I do just believe in like the universe and like energy and blah blah blah. But to some people, it's Jesus and it's God's work. So I just think that's funny. So thank you, Jesus, basically is what I'm saying.